Hello and welcome back to our Zen for Everyone course. This is the third class in the course, and tonight we'll talk about developing awareness, opening ourselves to the awareness that we can have in our life if we practice. So in the last two sessions, we introduced Zen practice. We learned how to do the 3-minute breathing space, and also one kind of meditation which helps to develop our concentration called counting your breath meditation. So don't worry if you missed those classes. They're still up on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, so you can review it whenever you want. So let's remind ourselves what meditation is. What's our definition of it? So meditation is the intentional practice to pay attention. So it's intentional, moment to moment, with openness and acceptance, without judgments or expectations. Then the awareness that arises out of this is mindfulness. So last week we practiced counting the breath meditation. Hopefully you might have tried doing it for a few times in the past week, and this helps us to develop our ability to pay attention, to concentrate during meditation, which is really, it's not about like putting a lot of energy into it, not this kind of way that people generally think about concentration, like times it's a really strong focus, but actually just to pay relaxed attention for an extended period of time without your mind going off somewhere. So that's the practice. You know, if it does go off somewhere, that's okay, just bring it back. So when you practice in this way, sort of going off then coming back, your attention muscle or your concentration muscle gets stronger, just like as you're going to a gym. So then you're able to be present more. You're not like flying around your head like most people are. Okay? So tonight we're going to turn to another topic, which is actually awareness. Okay, it's part of the mindfulness, concentration, awareness, and then wisdom. So awareness is being able to pay attention moment to moment, being in the present. Okay, so if you are actually present, you can actually pay attention to a lot of stuff. You're actually aware of a lot of stuff. But the thing is, with most of us, we're not really present. Our body is present, but our mind is somewhere else. It's either flying off into the future at a very, fast forward, or we're stuck in the past with our memories and perhaps our regrets. So most of the time we're not actually present. Even when we're, with our friends talking to someone, sometimes our mind is just somewhere else. So that doesn't help with our awareness. So to be aware, to develop your awareness, you need to be present, mentally and physically present. So I think most of you will have had this experience where you're talking about something with a good friend or your partner, and they're telling you something which they feel is quite important. Then your mind starts to drift. It's not because it's boring, but somehow your mind just drifts off. And then they kind of come up with a question like, so what do you think I should do? Then you're kind of like a little embarrassed because you haven't been paying attention, so you haven't caught the whole story. So you're not really sure how to respond. So these things can really catch us out. But if we're aware and we're present, like notice a lot of people who do have been practicing for a while, they are there. You can see it in their eyes. You can very easily see if someone's not present. you know, even though they may be looking at you, you can see the mind is not there. So you can think about awareness as small mind and big mind. So small mind is like the way that we think, our thinking mind, our intellect, our analysis, our, what we decide to do, our decision making. But this mind is very easily distracted, very easily overwhelmed by things. Anything comes in and then boom, it's distracted. Okay. Even if you're busy doing something, somebody else shouts at you, or you have some thought of something, then you get distracted. So that's small mind. But if you think of the other thing, which is like big mind, it's like your mind is very spacious. It sees everything, it experiences everything, but it doesn't hold on to anything. So thoughts, emotions, and sensations appear, and you're aware of them, but you don't get caught up by them. Like my teacher said, not caught by the fishing hook. So then you're aware of everything that's going on, but you're not hooked by it. It's like being in the cinema, okay? You're aware, even the movie is really interesting, you're really into it. You're still aware of your surroundings. You're aware that you're in a cinema, you're aware of the people around you. Not that you're deliberately focusing on it, but you just have this general awareness of things. That's all. And if somebody sort of pushes some popcorn your way, you know it, and then you take some. So it is having this like overall awareness of yourself and what is around you. Sometimes we call it meta-awareness. So like with the scientists who study this have found that with meditators who've had 10, 20, 30 years of experience, even if they're not meditating and they're in a general social situation, the level of meta-awareness is still very high because they are present. So when they're present, they're just aware of stuff. It's just natural. You just are there, so you see it. But when your mind is somewhere else, even though it's right in front of your face, you may not even notice it because you're so distracted by your thoughts or your emotions. So my teacher, Zen Master Song San, taught that we generally experience three kind of states of mind, and he called it one lost mind, one mind, and clear mind. So lost mind is a little like this. Say you're standing, at the train station, and you're kind of lost in your phone, scrolling through Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And suddenly, the driver of the train gives a loud blast on the horn. Then you get a shock. That's kind of like we say lost mind. Or if you are really hungry and you haven't eaten for a while, then somebody puts a plate of really delicious food in front of you, and then you just eat and eat and eat. You just don't know what else is going around you except putting food into your mouth. That's kind of like losing your mind in eating. So you're not aware of anything else. You're just like gobbling stuff down. So that's kind of lost mind. You're not there. And that means that you're not present, okay? So then there is one mind. So one mind is what we call one-pointed mind. So when you say, for example, if you do mantra practice, like Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, and you do it with a lot of attention, and you only have Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, then you can get to the state where you just have one mind, and then there's nothing else apart from Om Mani Padme Hum. Even if something good happens in front of you, it's only Om Mani Padme Hum. Something bad, only Om Mani Padme Hum. So whatever you do, whatever you see, that's only the mantra. That's one mind. We also call that samadhi. So some people like the experience of samadhi, but there are also, you have to be a little careful not to be attached to it. Like my teacher always say, yeah, some experience of it is good, but don't attach to samadhi. Okay. So, and this is a true story I'm going to tell you. One time, many years ago, one of my teacher students, when he was teaching in America, kind of got a little bored of Zen meditation, sitting and just facing the wall. So he wanted something more stimulating, interesting. So a friend told him about another place, kind of like a New Age yoga kind of practice, And then there, what they would do is they just sit in a darkened room and light some nice incense, and then there would be a big kind of brass gong, and one woman would hit the gong, boom, 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 sort of rhythmically, slow rhythm, and then she would chant, very beautiful voice, and chanting. And then everybody would close their eyes and just tune in to this sound of this chanting, which was very kind of beautiful, and it could kind of like enchants you. And it gave him a really good feeling, and he liked it. This closing eyes, hearing the sound, and then really nice feeling. That's all he felt, just the sound and the nice feeling. So he went there many, many times because it was, like it felt really good. So one day, after going there for quite a while, he left the class and then started to walk home. But still he had this, he wanted to keep this good feeling. So he was having still, like in his mind, hearing the sound of the gong, boom, boom, and then the voice of this beautiful voice of this woman chanting, and it was wonderful. He was like walking home, but kind of like in heaven, kind of thing. Then walking. Then he came to a end of the pavement, but he didn't notice, and he stepped off, and suddenly there was this loud screech of brakes, and this horn, bong, 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 and this guy rolling out the window and shouting at him, "What are you doing, you crazy?" He had stepped off the curb onto the road without seeing, without noticing, without realizing, and the car almost ran him over. And then he got a shock because the car stopped, almost hit him. It was like inches away from hitting him. He was really lucky to be alive. So this guy was yelling at him, angry, and he was like shocked. He couldn't say anything, Anyway, the guy swore at him, everything, then drove off, kind of pretty angry. But this experience really hit him. Like he didn't know. He got this like sudden shock, and he thought, "Wow, I could have died," So then he realized that it was because he was so kind of enchanted with this good feeling, so attached to it. And that he didn't know what else was going on around him. He had no awareness. He only had this kind of samadhi of this beating gong, and this woman is chanting. So then he realized, uh-oh, that's not really helping me. You know, good feelings are only temporary, but it's not really helping me in my daily life. So kind of very sheepishly, he went back to the Zen center and practiced Zen. So that is one mind or samadhi. You know, you only have this one pointed concentration, and you're not aware of anything else. It's okay to experience, but don't get attached to it. Then the third kind of mind is we call clear mind, which is like having complete awareness of what is going on in the moment. So this is like practicing mindful awareness from moment to moment with compassion and wisdom. Supposing you're walking home from work or from a party or from dinner, and then a robber comes up, your mugger comes to you, sticks the knife in front of you and says, "Give me all your money. Give me your money or I'm going to kill you." So most people will be pretty shocked. But if you have a clear mind of the situation, then you go, okay, here's my wallet. How much do you want? Give me everything. Okay, take it. Then you give the money to the robber, all the money. You're not afraid. But your mind is kind of sad because you understand cause and effect. Like the robber is doing some bad action, eventually he'll get some suffering. Maybe in future, the cops will catch him and throw him in jail. So maybe you might say something like, you know, why are you doing this? You know, in future you get much suffering. Then the robber will probably say, the mugger will say to you, shut up, you know, what you're saying. But he sees that you're not afraid. So that's not the usual reaction that he gets from people he's mugging. So then he's sort of like a little bit surprised, maybe, and he might remember you. And you can see that you're not scared, but you have a sense of compassion on your face. So then you've planted a seed of doubt in his mind about what he's doing. And then in future, if he gets caught and goes to jail, he might remember you and said, you know, of all the people I've robbed, only this one person wasn't afraid, gave me all their money, and also had this kind of, you know, sad look on their face. So then maybe he might think about finding out what the reason is, or maybe checking out some Zen centers in future when he gets out. So that's clear mind, being aware of what's going on, but not getting caught up by the situation or your emotions or your thinking. Okay, you have clarity about what to do, you know, and that clarity comes from awareness, having awareness in the situation. So those are three kinds of minds: lost, one mind, and clear mind. So how do we cultivate our awareness? Well, if you've been listening the last couple of sessions, it's all about practice. In fact, many things are just, in fact, everything in meditation is about practice. You know, you don't get magically good at it just by one try. And if somebody tells you they have, then, you know, maybe you should be a little careful about what's going on. So what we're doing is a very similar practice to last week. You know, last week we counted the breath, but this week we're not counting the breath. Just being aware of our breath, using our breath as an object of meditation. It's okay, so let's begin. Adjust your posture, adjust your sitting to a comfortable, alert posture. And close your eyes if you like, or if you like to keep them open them a little bit and look downwards with a soft focus. So, sitting and begin to notice your body on the chair or the cushion. Then start to notice what it's like to feel your body breathing, your breath coming in and going out. Where is it that you feel this most significantly? Your breath. At your nose, back of your throat, chest, belly. Wherever you notice your breath the most, bring your awareness to it and allow it to rest there, following the rhythm of your body breathing, feeling the breath coming in, going out. Just the feeling of your breath coming in and going out of your body. So that's what we pay attention to, bring our awareness to. Because if you're aware of your breath, at any point you are present. So let's try that for a few minutes. And if you get distracted, no problem. That's going to happen a lot. When you notice you've been distracted, then gently bring your awareness back to the breath again. Okay, let's try that. taking your time. When you're ready, open your eyes and bring your attention back to the present. Okay, so how was that? If you have any questions, please ask in the comments. So one of the wonderful benefits of practicing awareness is that we begin to see ourselves more clearly. So by not getting so caught up with all the mundane, random thoughts, they become more quiet. And then we can see more clearly what we are, our needs, our limitations, our habits. And this self-knowledge, this self-awareness gives us more of an ability to make smarter choices, wiser choices that positively impact our lives and those around us. So there is strong scientific evidence that shows that people who know themselves better and are happier. So that's a great reason to practice awareness. Okay. Thank you for your practice and for joining us. I hope you found it useful. And come and join us again next week for the next class in this Zen for Everyone course. Take care. Have a nice end to the week.